Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. To some of you and peace out to the rest of you. The blackest hearted, blackest minded, blackest man on social media signing black in and shining again, asking you to hit the share button because the message is more important than the messenger. First thing I want to tell you is this. And I want to say this in multiple languages for a reason. The organization Black Lives Matter is different from the sentence. La organización Black Lives Matter no es lo mismo que el frase. Lo siento, pero yo sé que mi español no es perfecto, pero ustedes pueden comprenderme. المنظمة Black Lives Matter تختلف من الجملة Black Lives Matter. الجملة إنها صحيحة، ولكن المنظمة إنها لكي أن تدعم اللواء o también en español. La organización apoya la homosexualidad, específicamente en la comunidad africano-americana y en extensión en las comunidades de origen africano en el resto de las Américas y también en el continente de África o el continente de África. Después de esa, apoyarán la homosexualidad en el resto del mundo, específicamente, principalmente en las comunidades de orígenes africanos. Porque ellos sirven la supremacía de los blancos, pero no pueden decir eso abiertamente. Es un secreto. La frase o el frase Black Lives Matter, esa es correcta. Pero la organización no quiere esa. La organización es el opuesto. Now that I've gotten this out, the next one is going to be in Bahasa, because that's also where many people are supporting. Organisasi masala kehidupan hitam berbeza dengan kalimat masalah kehidupan hitam. Organisasi ini menyokong homoseksual untuk melemahkan kebebasan hitam. So this is an important thing for all of you to know, and I need y'all to spread this in your own countries among the people who speak these languages. Si usted habla español, yo necesito que usted apoye este mensaje de mí. No es necesario decir este mensaje es de Black Mind, pero es necesario decir el mensaje a sus amigos y a los que ustedes conocen, los conocen bien. إذا أستاذ تتكلم عربية من فضلك انشر هذه الرسالة. أنا أحتاج ذلك. ليس ضروري أن تقول هذه الرسالة يأتيك من عقل الأسود، ولكن لازم أن تقولون هذه الرسالة لاصدقائك، لأن يحتاجون خصوصا المسلمين يحتاجون أن يعرفون الفرق بين الجملة والمنظمة. المنظمة يشجع اللواء لكي أن يعكسون الحرية السود ولكي أن ينقصون العدد السود. I need y'all to spread this. And if you're in the archipelago, and if you're in the Philippines, I need you to spread this and let the people know that the sentence Black Lives Matter is not a wrong sentence. That's fine. But when they're out there in those streets, they need to know the difference between the sentence and the organization, because the organization is going to serve the interest of white supremacy from the very beginning. They're not playing about that. George Soros is one of the founders. That man is not pro-black. And the three African-American ladies that are interested in it, at least two are into other women. And while on one hand, the people are saying, well, Black Lives Matter is homophobic, what they're really trying to say is that the Black Lives Matter movement on the streets is homophobic. And it's not. But when the organization finally comes out, then they're going to say, well, we support this. And in this way, it'll seem as though the support that was garnered is now going to be fully and openly channeled in support of something else. Anytime that there's ever been a movement to support black lives, someone else comes along and they utilize it for their own gains. We know this. In the United States, we know this. This has always happened. And this is how it is that every non-black group has benefited from civil rights and black liberation movements. So keep this in mind when you all are out there. If you're telling your governments and your police forces, Black Lives Matter, you're not lying. But do not fall for the organization itself, Black Lives Matter. Because they're not in favor of our freedom and they're not in favor of yours. They're actually out to undermine heterosexuality, which is the norm for any species. They're against that hook and sinker. They can't stand that. But when it comes down to anything other than that, they're going to support it. They're going to try to conflate the issues of homophobia with anti-blackness, and they are not the same. Because see, even though the black community should and will be against mistreatment and oppression of homosexuals, and a black patriarchy, which is what the black community in the Americas needs, not just the United States, but in the Americas. And a patriarchy, and a necessary black patriarchy that we need for our freedom, homosexual men will be slurred and insulted. Maybe not oppressed, but they will not be treasured. They ain't running nothing. Unless, of course, that's just how they are in their private lives and people don't really know about it, but in their public lives, they do the same things other men do, build and maintain systems or defend them. If that's the case, then it's a non-issue, because how's anybody else going to know? But I want y'all to understand that they're going to conflate these. Do not let them conflate these issues. Don't let them conflate these issues to you if you were in the continent of Africa, if you were in the archipelago, if you're in the Philippines, if you're anywhere in Latin America or any other tropical American nations, if you are in the Middle East. Do not let them conflate these things. They will. If they can confuse you about them, they will. They will get you to think that your disapproval of homosexual lifestyle is the same thing as any anti-blackness in your community against which you are now fighting. You do not have to take one and conflate it with the other. You are confronting right now, most of you, especially those of you listening to me at this point, you are busy confronting the anti-blackness among your people. Good. When they come along and they say, well, if we're going to do this, we have to confront the homophobia in our communities too. That's when you say, no, shuck up. We don't have to, because we're not oppressing them. We don't even necessarily know who is that way and who's not. I'm telling you now as a vaccine against this, before they come with that. They're not the same. Your disapproval of men chasing other men's behinds is not the same as your people's biases against black folks. Keep this message in mind before they come with that. Mark my words. They're going to come into your countries with this just like they've already tried to infiltrate black America with it. They will attempt to come into your nations and put out that same message. And I'm telling you, when they do that, if you buy that message, it's going to be hook, line. If you buy that message, hook, line, and sinker, you will sink hook, line, and sinker. Because then they will turn around and promote booty banditry and homosexuality in your countries and tell you that you're wrong for opposing their efforts to support it. And believe you me, they know how to confuse kids so that the kids will come up thinking that they're this way even if they're not. They know how to do this. They've mastered it in countries where that's legal. They've made it legal in countries where it used to not be legal, and then they mastered it in these countries in which they got it to be legal, like in the United Kingdom and in the USA. They can bring in school systems, public school systems can be forced in some cases to bring a man in biologically but dressed as a woman with makeup on and a beard and long hair and a woman's dress, but with a beard and an androgynous voice, and have him read storybooks to the kids about two husbands married to each other, raising kids. They are allowed to do this, and the teachers cannot bar them. The principals cannot bar them from these areas. The parents cannot protest. It depends on the school system. They can do this. I'm pretty sure that this is going to happen in New Zealand and Australia as well. if it has not started already. It may have started already. Keep this in mind that they're going to do this. Wherever it is that they can do it, they will do it. And when they do this, they're going to go after the minds of your kids. And when you teach your kids that this lifestyle is not okay with you and that it's unnatural and you don't approve of it, even if you're not going around harming people that do this stuff, just your disapproval of it and you're not teaching your kids to be so-called tolerant of it will be attacked. You will be attacked for it. And if they can, they will get laws passed in your country where your children can be taken away from you by the government because you taught them that this lifestyle is not morally befitting. And it will start this by using racial equality, which is a worthy cause, the worthy cause of the day, in order to slide this one in. Don't let them do that. That's when they start to confuse the issues. Right now, you're talking about Black lives. And you're doing what you should be doing, going and telling your communities how jacked up they were. Good. Stick with that. I hope that this message has been a benefit. And I hope that one day in the future it will not even be necessary. Thank you for listening. The blackest hearted, blackest minded, blackest man on social media, signing black out. Assalamu alaikum, and black heterosexual male power specifically because the organization Black Lives Matter does not like it.